Hello everyone and welcome to a new virtual pet video. In this video I'm going to be starting up my two Digimon twins. And this is for the latest Digi hatch, which is the IR hatch, where we have to hatch any Digimon virtual pet with infrared connectivity. Now, normally I would probably have opted to start up my IC or my burst. As for memory, I enjoy the twins less than anything from the IC series. But as I've mentioned before in other videos that I've released lately, I'm actually in the process of moving house, and my ICs are already packed away, and my twins were actually really accessible. And it's also been about 5 years since I actually ran the twins, and I think I've only run them maybe once or twice. So it's something newish for me, and I guess newish for the channel, that I start these two up. Now, these were released, and they do feel a lot like the ICs in terms of functionality, where they feel like more like the Tamagotchi Connection series, which also came out around the same time, and it also had the infrared connectivity there. And as you can see, no prongs. So while the IC does have 3 prongs at the bottom here, the twins only have the infrared connectivity. I'll have to test around with if they work with other infrared devices, Digimon devices obviously, such as the Digimon window, but that is also packed away, easily accessible, so that's why I mentioned that. And at some point, once I have the, once I finish moving, that's probably not for soon anyway, but I'm packed super early. I'll probably see if they connect with the IC, though I would doubt it, because, yeah, I just would doubt it. I think these might have came out before the IC, or maybe after. Yeah, I think after. So maybe they have connectivity. Anyway, let's get them started. So we can see that they fit quite nicely, even in one hand. They're quite small. They're basically just a little bit bigger than, let's say, the Pendulum Z. They're not too. They're a bit little bit smaller, just not as tall, but they're sort of like a different size. They're very much smaller than the other ones, but I guess it's kind of assumed that you might want to run 2 of them because they work well together. You unlock things by connecting, and it probably relies on connecting more than any of the other virtual pets, even though a lot of virtual pets do rely on connecting quite a bit. So when these were released, you could either buy them in a twin pack, which these shells were together in a twin pack, or different shells had them in an L pack and an R pack. So we have the L and the R here, and we can see we've got Zed Garurumon and Victory Greymon, which are pretty cool. I love Zed Garurumon, by the way. And yeah, so they're pretty cool, and also they're from the Next series. So I really like Next. Anyway, so let's start them up. Now, it is actually pretty early in the morning, so please don't judge me for this. Okay, it's definitely not PM, it is AM. It's not that early, it's early enough to wake up. And I have to walk the dog and make breakfast and go to work. So it's what, like 5:36 AM. So also, if I'm stumbling over some words, and if I sound a little bit tired, that's because I am. Okay, 5:36 AM, and let's start. And then we have 2 identical looking eggs, which look a little bit like Manaphy eggs, I think, the Pokemon? Or was it a Fion egg? I can't remember. But it looks like a Pokemon egg. But I kind of like how, because we started them at the same time, they're sort of bouncing in unison. But obviously they're not connected, so it would be cool if they were completely in unison. But yeah, so they've got the IR here that kind of remind me of the Tamagotchi a little bit as well, which I haven't actually run that either, because I suck. And I have the Inori version, and I know I've gone through the history of connectivity in virtual pets, and I used a bunch of like the Mesuchi and the Digimon, and then we had the IR connectivity. So yeah, I know I covered them recently. Oh, here they are, they're hatching. But yeah, one hatched first. I must not have pressed the button at the same time. Okay, so we start with Yukimi Botamon, I think, and we feed them. And you can see that the screens are almost like the mini screen, like there's no icons at the top and at the bottom. And there are a few more options than just the mini has, because the mini was just like, you press this button to feed, and then you press this button to battle, and then this button for the time. This one at least is kind of a little bit different in the way that you can navigate through the menu here, like in the Pendulum X and the Pendulum Progress. So that's the thing, and I would guess that's record. Yeah, that's battle record. And then there's training, which I would assume is a button mash like the mini. Yeah, it's identical to the mini, so the Twins functionality is kind of like a mini crossed with the IC, I guess? Yeah, it's been a while since I raised them. I know that in this one, when you overfeed your Digimon to 99 pounds, you actually get a different Digimon called Burpmon, and that's kind of cute. It doesn't just get sick, it changes form. And yeah, so that's kind of cool. And this is connecting. So, oh yes, it does connect to the Digivice. So that's pretty cool. Wonder if I can connect yet. No, I can't. Can I connect to the twin? Let's do an event. Nope, it doesn't want to do an event. It should not even let me into that menu then, if it doesn't want me to do that. But yeah, once they evolve a bit, I'll see if I can connect them to the Digimon window. One would assume that the Digivice, or the device rather, that it mentions here, is the Digivice IC. So I'll probably see if I get anything by connecting. And were there any other infrared Digimon pets, or is it just the IC and the twins? And I guess obviously that the data link had, I think it had an IR there too. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I wonder if these connect to the Battle Terminal console, which I've mentioned a few times before. I should do a video on it when once I've moved. Obviously that is also packed away. Like my shelves are kind of barren at the moment. Like they're just kind of shelves. I have a couple of books on them to keep it looking empty, especially if I'm like in a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting and I have my webcam on and there's just an empty bookcase behind me. Alright, what other options do we have? It's weird that I'm assuming this is stats. Yep, it's stats. And it is weirdly, they use grams. It is weirdly the last option. So it goes attention, which is just feeding, and it's full. Gee, whenever it says no, that is really aggressive. Like, yeah, geez, okay, we get it. You don't have to yell at us. And then there's obviously protein. So yeah, it's basically functions like a mini, but also like the IC. And yeah, I look forward to playing it. Honestly, it's been a while since I ran it. I think I got them and then I ran them and then I remember enjoying them. But another quick thing about the size is they don't quite fit in the headphone case that I have. They're just a little bit on the tiny bit too wide. Like the pendulum just fits in the normal headphone case, but this one's just a little bit too wide. So I have to use the wider, which is like a pen case, but it's the same material. Like, so the headphone case is this big. This one's like almost 3 times the size. And I guess I'll just pop them in the sleeve for safekeeping, and also because I usually keep them in my pockets, but I don't have pockets today, and this was a nicer way of keeping them. And I can also, I guess, see if I don't think this will fit. I don't think it'll support having that many Digivices in that. Yep, no, it doesn't. But if I have one in the middle, I still don't think it'll fit. I think it'll fit like a mini, so it fits like, yeah, it fits like 2 Digimon twins and a mini, and maybe a few more minis there. No, just one mini there. So yeah, that's the slightly larger case that I can keep them in. Zip it up, nice. And maybe I'll put some headphones in there too. I don't know. I've got another one of these, but it's with my astronomy stuff. It's got like pens and stuff, and I think a small torch. a red torch, obviously. So anyway, that was me starting up the Digimon twins. My phone is now complaining because it's too hot. It's not actually that hot, it's like, I don't know, 25, but it's also, my phone just complains. And it's also, I haven't opened the window and I've closed the door, because obviously people are sleeping. As for what I'm doing in the next video, I'm going to be opening these. I've got about 3 of them, didn't get around to opening them when they arrived yesterday. And I might open one this morning before I go to work, because I've got lots of time. But obviously I should be taking care of these babies, because I gotta look after them. I can't. Oh, maybe I'll put them not in the sleeves. Yeah, there we are. And they can hang out there. And hopefully I don't mess these up. Hopefully I don't get a Bertmon. Hopefully I get Victory, Greymon, and Zeedgarurumon. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!